Council actions requested to direct and authorize the city manager to initiate a process to evaluate all options relative to the future ownership model of Independence Power and Light.
I think everyone has the same goal, which is affordable, reliable, long-term energy source. And I think that's incumbent upon any large business to think the best that you can with the information available, to think about what your long-term process is. What is every option available to the city? What does that cost? And having a discussion with the community to say, these are the sorts of costs and benefits that you're going to get for every available possibility to the city.
Is that IPL is on a course to a financial train wreck. My concern is not about addressing a single power generation question that might, and I underscore the word might, solve some of our problems. My concern is, what does it take to make IPL a viable entity to provide power to Independence residents for 20 to 50 years? What types of investments in power generation resources? What improvements in transmission and distribution infrastructure? And multiple other questions need to be answered based on the best information we can obtain. And it's such a critical decision that we're suggesting the voters make the final decision as to the path forward.
This utility is a huge asset to this city. And it's a public utility, which means you own it. We don't own it. You own it. And I have made no bones about it. I want to see, I would like to rebuild IPL. I would like to have the ability to generate. I'd like to be able to sell generation. But I'm not going to just sit back and say, well, we can't fix it, so let's just sell it. We can come to some conclusions, and we can get the input from our public who owns this utilities and hear what you want done. And then we can make good decisions with your input.
We are providing, to the best of our ability and with experts' advice, the best information we can so that the people that own this utility can vote. For the first time since this utility has existed, they are going to choose the future of this utility.
Independence Power and Light is definitely our most valuable asset. And with as important as energy is now, I mean, it's going to be even more important in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And I will not support anything that mentions selling this utility.
Our staff is going to make sure that we have those public engagements and get all that feedback, digest it with our citizens, with our business owners, with our potential future people who are looking at Independence for development. All of this is very crucial.
And I think that's why we need outside experts to help us define what is reality for our power company. What do we need to do with it? How do we run it? How do we operate it? We need to see what is the reality of IPL. I love the fact that my colleagues have come to the consensus that we will make sure that the voters, that the citizens of this city make that choice. This would be easier to run IPL in 1980. Buy some coal, run the plant, boom, it was easy. That is not the world that we live in today. It's an incredibly complex, changing world. Tonight represents another positive step of our city. It represents a historic night. Tonight is one of the examples of us as a council listening to you, the constituents, and taking action to move in a positive direction. Citizens have been frustrated with the cost of the bill. Staff have been frustrated by the never-ending line of contingencies, delays, and defeats that councils have given them in the past. And they're frustrated by the inability to build a consensus and directions for IPL. And I hear that and I understand that.